Hey, Amy Fox here again, and this time we're using the cable machine to hit the rear delts or the posterior deltoid. Now, as you can see, I've actually raised the cable machine just to about armpit height. So I don't tend to go any higher than that because I suffer from arthritis. So I find that the joint is a lot less painful if I can keep the movement slightly below the shoulder height. You can go higher, but again, it's more advanced and also it's for people without joint problems. So I'm also going to start with single arm as well. So the idea of this exercise when you're doing posterior or rear deltoids, you also probably heard them called like a reverse flyer, to hit the rear delt. So a lot of people, when they're doing this exercise, they'll actually squeeze the rhomboids together or the scapula together. So they get this big squeeze happening through the upper back. Again, that's fine if you're wanting to train the upper back. However, if you just want to isolate this muscle, you've actually got to try and keep it open. So keep the scapula on the outside or of the rib cage. So to do that, I like to imagine that I've got my hand out in front. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push away from my body with the arm. So I'm pushing away from the body with my arm. I'm not elevating. A lot of people tend to elevate. We don't want to activate the trap muscle here. You want to keep your shoulder down, but push it forward and then away. So it's a big semicircle away. You might find that you actually have to reset every rep, because it will tend to creep back if that's what you're used to. Most people will squeeze on the seated row, and they tend to do the same thing when they're doing their rear delts. So you push the shoulder forward like that, and then take the cable away from the body. Making sure that the shoulder's staying down, keep the traps out of the movement. You don't want tight traps. In particular, if you've been sitting in front of the computer, it can make your neck really stiff. And as you can see, that movement is a lot smaller than what you'll see typically in the gym. So typically, they'll get to this point here, they'll activate their rhomboids and actually pull all the way back, squeezing their upper back muscles together. So that is doing posterior deltoids and the upper back, which is not what I want. So I just want to keep it here in the rear delt. You'll really start to feel a really good burn in that position there, and you'll start to grow not only the front, you'll have a nice cap at the front here, but also the back, because most people tend to drop away. So I'll just show you when I'm doing both. So I'm taking both like this. So I'll show you incorrectly first, where I'm using the rhomboids. So the rhomboid movement, you'll see the scapula come together first and the cables come all the way back. And this is the right way, so I want to push forward, open up my scapula, and then take the weight away, or the cable away, sorry. So that movement, as opposed to rear delts, rhomboids. So rear delts stop here, rhomboids a little bit further. There you have it, my tips for training the rear delts.